Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's having a great summer. This week's episode, we're going to show you how we get our houseboat around the lake. Whether it's going for a cruise or going out to the islands, we'll show you how we get ready to leave the dock, actually leaving the dock, some tips for piloting your boat out in the open water, and coming back in as well. And we'll share a couple tips that we've learned along the way that can potentially make your boat piloting experience a little bit safer and a lot more enjoyable. And make sure you stick around to the end if you want to see if we hid anything when we were coming back into the dock.
About 7 foot from the dock.
Piloting a houseboat can be pretty tricky, so the first thing that you want to do before you even think about leaving the dock or turning anything on is check the weather. Make sure that there's no storms coming in and the wind is calm. A little breeze is fine, just like we have out here today. So for safety, the first thing that I've done is I've gone back to the engine compartment. I've opened it up. I looked to make sure there wasn't any gas vapor smell or anything gasoline or oil looking in the compartment. And then what we always need to make sure that we're doing is that we're running our blower. I've had that running for about 15 minutes so far. Usually they recommend 4 to 5, but we got a little bit behind, so it's still running to keep everyone safe on board once we fire up the engines. Next thing I'm doing here is turning the dock water off. Rightsy-tightsy. And I'm turning the water off here and disconnecting the filter from the boat. The way I have it hooked up, I'll have to undo the filter from the hose. Y'all should know how to do that. I'll come back in just a minute. Okay, now that we've disconnected the water from the dock, we'll have to turn on the fresh water here and start pumping from the tanks. Cockpit supply and bridge supply, that's turning on power to the cockpit supply and the bridge supply, which is right above us. All right, the next part, we've been running the blower. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start the generator. We're gonna hold down the preheat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1. All right. See, our generator power light is available. So we have the generator successfully running. What we'll need to do now is turn off our shore power, disconnect, and transfer over to generator power. Now we're out here at the dock box. We're going to turn the power off. Next, I'm going to disconnect the power from the boat. It's a two-hand job, so I'm going to turn the video recording on for a minute. Okay, we've disconnected everything. As you can see, all the power is off on board. Shore power off. Flip this over, generator power, down, over, generator. Don't need the washer dryer. And what other big heavy load? Don't need the range. All right, you got everything on. Looking for any last minute instructions back here. Cast off the lines and we'll be on our way. I'm in neutral and now I'm putting both engines in reverse. Just one notch. Throughout this process, I'll go between neutral and reverse because I want to make sure that I'm going slow. And that's the first tip that I want to share. This is not a race, so go slow and it'll make this process a little bit more enjoyable. I was actually going so slow that I had to speed up the video to make it look like I was moving. Now we're almost at the end, and I'm going to put both engines in reverse. I'm going to want to turn to my port side, or left side, so I'll put the port engine, left engine in reverse, the starboard engine in forward, and I'll give them a little bit of gas, like this. This will make the front end go to the left, pull the back end around, and as you can see, we'll slowly turn. Might even stop this engine here, pull back a little bit more in reverse, both engines in neutral, and now both engines in forward. From here, I'll use the wheel to maneuver about the marina with both engines in forward at the same speed. All right, now let's get out into open water. Okay, now we're out in open water. I'm going to have both engines in forward, and I'm going to match the RPMs so I know that both engines are giving the same amount of forward thrust. When I'm out in the open water, I'll just use the wheel here to pilot around the lake. The second tip I want to share is when you're leaving the dock and coming back in, make sure that your rudder indicator is pointed straight ahead. When we're maneuvering the boat in the marina, we're going to use the engines to help us get about, and you want this pointed straight ahead. All right, now we're back into the marina. I have both engines in forward. Like I said when we were leaving the dock, what I'm trying to do here is go as slow as possible. I don't want to fight the wind, and we're on a lake so there's no current. But that is my third and final tip, is to not fight anything. If there's a little bit of wind or if there's a little bit of current, maybe if you're in the intercoastal, do not fight the current. Have those things work with you. All right, we're coming in very slowly. If you look to the left, you'll see the slide. That's my neighbor's boat, and we're going to come in. I've sped this up again. I was going so slow. And about right here is where I'm coming in at real speed. I'm going to put my port engine in neutral, pull it backwards again because I want the boat to move in a left or port direction. And I might even give a little bit more forward and a little bit more reverse. And that's going to have the front of the boat move to the port side or the left side. This is in real speed, and as you can see, we're going very slow. I want to make sure that small movements throughout this whole process. One thing you'll notice about boaters, as you can see, there's a couple people on the dock here to help out. Everyone is incredibly helpful, and it sure makes for a lot more pleasant experience when you're bringing in your boat. I'm just about lined up here, a few feet from the dock. I want to go, so I'm going to put my starboard engine in forward, my port engine in forward, lined up straight here, no more needing to turn. I'm gently just going to put everything, put it forward again. And that's how we get our boat out of the slip, out in the open water, and back into the slip.
I owe everyone a beer when the gas station starts at 12:30.
All right, I hope everyone enjoyed that video, picked up a few tips and tricks and things that you can learn along the way. If you got value out of today's video, if you look down below, you'll see a subscribe button and the like button. Give those a tap. It lets us know that you enjoy this content and we can keep creating it for you. And join us next week where we'll share some more fun experiences that we're having out here on our boat. And yes, I know, my captain's chair is broken. Thanks very much. Y'all have a great day.